Hello, Bible readers. It is Monday, January 4th. We're reading from 2 Samuel chapters 22 and 23, John chapter 6, verses 1 through 21. 2 Samuel. We're done. Isn't that great? I have a huge, I was going to show you and I already put it away. You can't see it on my, well, maybe you can. No, you can't see it. Anyway, I have this enormous commentary that I've been using to talk about 2 Samuel, and I can put it away now because it was like 5 Deuteronomy and Joshua and Judges and Ruth and 1st and 2nd Samuel. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Hope you're excited too. We get to move on. 2 Samuel, we've got David's warriors get their due in chapter 21, named for all posterity. We can all know their names forever and ever. And then a psalm of thanksgiving from David. It's a duplicate, actually, of Psalm 18. Its point is to proclaim the reign of God, and I really appreciate this, amid times and circumstances that suggest God does not reign. I remember in seminary reading from one religious authority who was talking about the absence of God and that God had withdrawn from the West and from the United States in particular. Does God reign in those moments that seem so godless? To boldly claim God's power even then is what this psalm is about. Maybe we should read it in church. It's a psalm less about a celebration of the end of troubles. It's more about a confidence that God will deliver. And then we get chapter 23, David's last words. It's another psalm. God's promise is everlasting. It kind of puts a bookend on Hannah's song. Hannah's song promised that which would come through David, and now David continues proclaiming that God's promises are everlasting. All right, John chapter 6. We get another new place, the Sea of Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. We get new characters, a multitude of people and his disciples. And we have a new time, and it is the time of Passover. John will move us from vignette to vignette, kind of scene to scene. We've been in Cana. We've been with the Samaritans. We went to Jerusalem and, got in trouble with the Jews where Jesus was put on trial, all that kind of thing. And now we go to the Sea of Galilee. Passover is the backdrop for this chapter. Chapter 6 is its own unit. And Passover is the backdrop for the miracle of the loaves and fish, Jesus coming to the disciples on the stormy sea, and then his discourse on the bread of heaven. The whole of chapter 6, as I said, stands on its own. I haven't said enough about expectations. It's what limits the response of Nicodemus and the Samaritan woman, and now the multitudes, to some extent even the disciples so far. Jesus' signs are evoking a faith, but a limited faith that depends on those signs. They don't simply, these limited examples of faith aren't like John the Baptist, just all in, believing in the word, seeing the word for what it is. They're all looking for a figure who's going to satisfy their expectations. Jesus means to exceed, baffle, and destroy their expectations. And that, of course, will bring some to belief and following him. It'll bring others to kill him. Verse 20, Jesus reveals himself as the I am. That is code for God. God says to Moses, I am who I am. Now his disciples hear this, and again, they're at that moment. So does that mean he's completely full of it, or does that mean this is the one we are called to follow? The disciples receive him, they believe him. This is a breakthrough moment for the disciples. I am one with my God. My God is with us, all of us, at all times and in all places.